the history of television. What it was like 31 years ago.
And then we're going to see a show.
What kind of we're going to see a show also that we shot at Sisters Uptown Bookstore and Cultural Center. And with no further ado, I'll let him take it from here, because part of this class is the art of film and television. Give it up for Mr. Lenny Matthews.
Order, order. Listen, before we do anything, let's give up to the first gentleman that came up.
Yes, give it up.
Give it up to him.
Yeah.
I hope you're making notes in your mind or writing this down. He was giving out he was dropping, as they would say, he was dropping some pearls, baby. I was talking a question about this. Wasn't arguing back about this. I remember what Disney now is. In the beginning there was Mickey Mouse and Minnie. Now you have business people running it. This business. This end box here is a business. Look what Disney acquired during all that time. I'm not going to stay on Disney all day long. They got ABC. It was originally ran by Walt Disney and his brother. Roy was the brains. Walt Disney was there, he did the creative part and everything like that part, and Roy ran the business. Because you had to have creativity, and you had to have business part too, because they both go together. It's just like we're talking about McDonald's. Don't think, I just came from McDonald's. Oh my Lord, this morning a young girl said, no, you can't put the money, you got to put it in my hand. I guess the guys, she didn't want to mess up her nails. She got it done over the weekend. And the other all on eyebrows. But anyway, what makes McDonald's popular, how McDonald's really make their money is off the real estate. It's not those hamburgers, folks. That's how they get rich, off of real estate. As I know Professor McAllister put up, a few minutes ago, last thing he put dollar sign, businessman. I believe in anything, you have to make sure you have a business head taking care of business. Even coming here to school, you can't come in and don't pay for anything. Because if you come in and don't pay for anything, the lights will go out. Okay? You can't sneak out and do what you gotta do. Okay, enough of that. This young gentleman, what's your name, my friend? No, young one with you. Is it?
Oh, me?
Yes, you!
Oh, my name is Al.
Okay, you watch me on television?
Huh?
You watch me on television?
Yeah, I saw you on TV.
Okay, we saw for Brosnet. A man named
I think the bounce back.
Brosnet, okay, I'm on every weekend Brosnet. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Lenny Matthews. I love this field, communication field, so much. Eat, drink, sleep it, and everything else. Sleep with it in the nighttime. Well, anyway, I started when I was a young guy. My late mother took me to a show called Howdy Doody. I remember Howdy Doody? With Howdy Doody. And she took me to another show, The Merry Mailman. I got so influenced by this. But how these people sit back here and go on TV? One afternoon, I watched Ed Sullivan, I watched Bandstand, and I said to myself, when I see people emceeing shows, I said, I want to be just like those people when I grew up. And that's what I did. So I said I was going, but I didn't know that, they just sit back and host a show like they have Bandstand. Well, welcome to America, man. Didn't know that there's a lot of work behind it. Didn't know that. How I got into the cable TV business is that there was an ad, and no, it was an ad, it was a story in New York Magazine that said anybody could do a cable show. This is back in 1979. And I said, oh, I had a partner at that time. He said, I said, I don't know. I said, and it was cheap too, darn cheap. get into it now is not cheap. But then again, communications have changed a whole lot. I'll tell you that in a minute. I want to try. I tried one show, did a pilot show, ran it over in Manhattan. They used to give me specials. They used to, like they used to put me on different time slots. That was a lot of fun. I still do that to a certain extent now. Next thing you know, I start getting hooked. Just like you're getting hooked maybe on other things, got hooked on it. And I like going and getting guests, go on doing this and doing that. The LMS show has been on since 1979. It's like my child, my baby. I always have a joke. I said, that show, LMS show, lasts longer than my marriage. I took care of that morning. Sit back here and never talk back, and we worked together. Fast speed, Professor McAllister. Met Professor McAllister at City College. How I met him is that the cable companies at that time ran in Manhattan. Manhattan was the only place that had cable at that time. Uptown and downtown, all around town. And I was on both of them, Paragon and Manhattan Cable. Somebody got brainstormed the idea, well, let the people do it instead of having the cable companies run it. I have mixed feelings today about that too. That's how you got Brownsnet and you got this one and that. That's how the Brownsnet and everybody else. Manhattan Neighborhood Network and Queens, PTV and what's the other one? What's the one? I live in Brooklyn. I don't know how it is.
Oh, BCAP.
BCAP. Okay, BCAP. When they changed over, well, I ran LMS. It was on every week from 1980 to about 92. That was a good run, considering how shows are nowadays. And the reason why I was, become the odd man out because I didn't live in Manhattan. So they have other people who live in Manhattan. But then later on, I found a back way. I said, well, look, okay, I can't come on every week. Can I do specials? They said, yeah. So I've been doing specials since. You always got to find a back way. I found the back door. Now I said, you use your own discretion when you want to run me. You want to run me today or next year? Don't care. Just so I got my foot at the door on that. I had to go to City College because they had a studio there, and it was called Same TV. That's another story in itself for another day. And I met Professor McAllister, and him and I, got to know each other. And as I said before, and he also knows, when it come out of my mouth, we have our times. But the most important thing I found out in this business, I've been working with him since that time too, which you'll see in a few minutes, is that his relationships help out a whole lot. I get along with you. You could be the best artist in the world. You could be the best joke teller. If you don't get along with people, you don't communicate with people, you're out before you walk in the doggone door. I don't care what anybody said. I had a singer one day, did a show for me recently. Well, they may be on that. Are they on that tape? No, we won't say that. No.
They won't know who it is.
No, but we won't say. Well, we have a couple of people. They will sit back and make some people make sly remarks and stuff, and I hear it. Okay, I'm doing this, and I'm gonna be serious because I like doing it, and also too, I want to help other people along the way. If they didn't want to be helped, well, there's always somebody else. This past week I went to Delaware. Boy, I told a lady, I said, look, I do a TV show up in New York. Well, they want to talk to me. But relationships, folks, I don't care what you're doing, helps out a whole lot. You have to know how to, you might not like the person personally. Some people I deal with this business, I ain't like them. But you have to, just like in politics. Some politicians don't like other politicians, just like Obama may not like some of the Republicans. But he got to know how to deal with them. Even like with the mayor, I don't like some of the stuff that the mayor's talking about shutting down the firehouse over City Island. but you got to know how. It's relationship. Relationships help out a whole lot in this business. I can't emphasize that more than anything else. At the present time, we're still doing the LMS show. I'm going to be continuing to be doing it for a good while. Well, something like I retired from a regular job. I plan to retire from there soon too. Let's be down the road. But I want to get everything in order first before I make that decision, that transition. But also too, we're having a show. We're doing a second show. We're working on that, and that second show is going to be on the internet. It's an internet-only show, and we're going to try to get, we're going to do the regular show, but we're going to be adding other things along with it. We're going to try to get people, maybe like yourself, if you're interested, like I'll be interested, to help us out. And I'm giving advertising up here. I don't pay nobody. But you know advance, but sometimes like they say, like we go to church on Sunday morning, they say you get your blessings. Get your blessings from me, believe you me. I don't leave you out. Preacher might leave you out. I don't leave you out.
That's right.
You get your blessings from me. But I plan to, we're working on we're doing a second show now. That's coming down the road. That's good. We're working on right now. It's coming down. If you're interested, talk to me afterwards. But I would want to have people who want to do it and want to pursue the serious people, because, well, I don't know about anybody else. I'm getting up there, and I can't have people sit back here and say, well, you know, I'm going to come, or I got to mind Johnny and Frankie and all that. So, your family, so I'm going to thank Johnny and all that. But we want serious folks. My advice to you in anything, and what I do, and what you should do in any class you take here, is to read. Mm-hmm. Very important. Read. Read books, read newspapers. Read. I'll even throw in a street novel, but read. Mm-hmm. Second thing is to learn and experience things. You know, go out there, learn from experiences. Mm-hmm. Also, too, is to have a creative mind, like you did, like this young gentleman. Like y'all had creative minds. Oh my goodness, y'all got very good creative minds. Use that mind. Use it. Please use it.
That's it.
And also to never stop learning.
That's right.
Never stop learning. I remember Sam had a song called "Keep Moving On, Keep Moving On." Life is that way. You have to keep moving on and keep learning all the time. There's always something to be learned. The other day I went down. I'll give a real fast example. I went down to Delaware the other day. They went to the Dover Festival. Some of the people came to the bus and said, "Oh, I didn't do nothing. There ain't nothing down there." I don't know. This is you take advantage of. I don't know about them. I interviewed me a bunch of folks down there, and I'm going to sit back here and go down and see them folks. I'm going to keep in contact with them. Take advantage of every opportunity that you have. That's all I can say. Also, briefly, how we put it together. Pre-production. I mean, I sit back here and come on like, hey, let's do this. And we start getting everything, round up other folks and everything like that. Get the crew, get everybody together. Production, we actually do the production. It can be done on location, be done in you see a sister's bookstore. Support Sisters Bookstore. Write down this address, everybody. 1942 Amsterdam Avenue at 156th Street. You know them, okay.
I sit upstairs.
Yeah, nice folks.
1942 what?
Amsterdam Avenue. Sisters up top. They giving a boat ride.
Right. I remember she was a baby.
Yeah, baby, Corey. I'm going to see Corey
Corey,
today.
yeah.
I'm going to see Corey today.
1942 Amsterdam
Avenue, 156th Street.
That's so small.
And post-production. After we do our we do a post-production. After we get everything together, like what you're doing here, like the professor do, we edit everything. We put everything together. We put this part, that part, this part. We put everything together. Everything looks all jumbled up. I remember the Showtime Palace. It looked like everything all messed up. But when they put it in the finishing room, you see the after show TV. It's a different show altogether. Then I review it. Usually when I review it, I sit back here and say, okay, well, I like this, I like that. And I decide which station it goes to. Very important. It might stay on the internet. It might, take a beeline. But mostly we try to we put it on the air, even Manhattan or the Bronx, and we're working on some other stations too. I'm going back and doing that again. We're on BronxNet, channel 68 on Wednesday nights, right? Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Also to Manhattan Neighborhood Net, we're on specials. Now, if you're not able to catch it there, we're on the YouTube, baby.
Write the address for me.
YouTube, they say it was a YouTube. I'm not the best writer.
Just do the, yes you are. Use YouTube.
YouTube.com.
Right. Slash. Okay, go underneath. Lenny A. Matthews. No period now. Come on now, Lenny.
No, Lenny A. Matthews.
Right. Just go straight. Just straight through.
It's straight. Lenny A. Matthews.
There you go. Straight through.
Straight through.
Lenny A. Matthews. No period. None of that.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, you get the element show.
That's it.
And let's see if you have friends who say, "Oh, I don't get YouTube." They can see it on Google's video. This is about distribution. Distribution is very important. I don't care what you do. If you don't have distribution, forget about it. We're on AOL video, Google's video, and Yahoo video, and more to come.
There it is.
And
All right, Mr. Matthews.
I thank you so much.
All right, give it up for Mr. Matthews, everyone. Thank you.
I go to see it. Also, say I'm very versatile. I try to be versatile. I just don't want to be a one-trick pony.
Right.
I learn from other people. Go ahead. Yes.
Any other questions?
How long is the prep time for one show? That's it.
The prep time for one show. You mean like in between?
Yeah, like how long does it take to prep for, like, to get one show together?
Oh, some cases, maybe a couple of months.
Really?
Yeah, because sometimes we had to get the guests. Sometimes we like the show that we're doing in October. We had the guests coming in from Georgia,
Okay.
and we have guests coming from Pennsylvania. And we we had to prep them up. We have other people come local. We had to prep them. Why they should do it and everything like that. Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you so much. Yes, anybody else?
Who else got it?
What would you say the hardest part of the job?
I think trying to contact the people most of the time. That's the hardest job in the mall. And I think it's the hardest job for me personally. Trying to contact the people because, you have some people tell them, well, this, I don't want to do it, and this, but that, and also to, well, I can't say finances, because I like doing it, so that's no problem there. I think trying to get the people, trying to get everything organized, trying to get the venue, most people try to get the venue, we're doing like we say we do with the sisters, or we do it, we have a rehearsal place to do for Hal Jackson kids. And also too, like say we're going out of town, like we did an out of town trip. In some cases, like I'm glad you mentioned, because sometimes we did an out of town trip to Connecticut. In most cases, some trips we're going to Poughkeepsie. Actually, I have to, like Poughkeepsie, I'm going to Poughkeepsie next month. Actually, I have to go up there and get the feel of it before I bring the crew up there. I gotta get the feel of it, so I know where the place is at and everything like that. It's like my dad used to say when I was a little boy. We used to go to, like he said, you want to take somebody to the, well, I don't want to sound it, to the motel. For the hotel night, you check out the place first. You don't make sure you don't nobody leaving with bed bugs. But I'd rather be my own boss. Well, not really my own boss, because if you buy, you're using people's services, the people who are using services, they're technically the boss. There's no such, you never get away from a boss, but I like to do things at my own pace now. With the LMS show, well, I don't want to say this, but LMS show is technically the school, because we have had put people on there who didn't know anything about mics or didn't know about broadcasting, going front, and we have given them the experiences. We have had judges, lawyers, people who were teenagers who started. I have one young lady who's a teenager. She's a vice president of a bank. So I have, we teach our own school.
Didn't you have Miss America on your show?
We had a young girl. We did 2 Miss Americas.
Mm-hmm.
We had
Christine Ellington, 2004 Miss America.
Miss Ellington, and we did Tiffany Walker came on. 2 black girls who was in the 50s with the semi-finalists. We have had. Oh
no, Miss Ellington was New York State.
Yeah, Miss New York State. But Tiffany and Miss Ellington was New York State. But we had them both on. Yeah. Separate times, of course.
Right.
But we have had a lot of people. I'm giving that some thought. I'm not giving. I plan to do that. Even I'm like this. Yeah. In my retirement, one of the things I put down, I advise and counsel people. And it don't have to be about show business on that. I sit back and I have taken people to lunch and say, well, come on, let's go to lunch. And it's not just ordinary lunch. You sit back here and you know that. I sit back here and I tell people basic things. They have a business or they have something like that, and we sit down and we talk. And I tell them what kind of books to read, and I've shared my knowledge because I'm not just like I tell people I'm not just TV shows, and I share my knowledge with other people who want to do it. And that's been pretty successful too, because I've had some people come in, I said, go get this book or get that. And one young lady recently, she go do a show for me in the fall. I remember her from a teenager, and she mentioned to me on the show recently, I think one of the shows, that I have helped her a whole lot. I mentor her a whole lot. She's married, I have children, but I still, I do that. I give out advice. Well, I take to lunch, not to McDonald's, someplace nice.
Sure. Okay, any other questions?
How do you decide what's discussed on your shows?
That's a good question. It depends. I don't take everything on there. I try to, if it's something that's really interests me, like they had somebody came in with domestic violence. I said, hey, this is a good topic. People want, something that what people want. And I said, hey, this is pretty good, I do it that way, it depends on what, what kind of topic it is.
So basically,
but I also,
not just like throw ideas around?
Yeah, throw ideas around. Sometimes people come to me, like I said, I went to Delaware, so the guy wrote a book about being on the boat, catching, beating sharks and all that kind of stuff. So, you can use him, come down there and go down and use him. It comes to me sometimes I have people, like professor may make a suggestion. I don't say I take every suggestion. Other people may give me suggestions. Or sometimes I may go someplace, I may see this, so hey, I like this.
Very good.
Let's do that.
One more, Lenny.
If someone wants to be on your show, can we call you or?
Oh yes, they can come call me. Also too, in some cases people want to see, we invite them to come down, like we're doing in October Sisters. We invite them to come down and they see the show, they can take part of the show. I think personally, the LMS show will give you more learning experience when you work with myself and as a professor and other people working with us more than, well, I don't want to sit back and say even Bronx don't do, but I'm just saying is that we give you the nuts and the bolts. And I think what happened with public access too is that I'm not knocking what they do, with the people that train, they train centers, but also too, people come in there, and this is what angers me more than anything else. I want to do a show. They come there and do a show. They don't come prepared. They don't have no kind of plan. They have like usually the week they say they want to do a weekly show. I don't know why management give them a weekly show. Say, okay, you can take a weekly show, but that's 13 weeks. You got to fill them 13 weeks with something, and you got to know how to be creative sometimes and everything like that. I get angry by that, but because they're not prepared, and I think when you do television or any kind of media stuff like that, you had to run a business. Period. That's what I can say.
Very good. Give it up for Mr. Matthews.